Okay, first up on the Solus Autumn, we have a Hades Artemis. On the left side, we have a Artemis Flare. On the LibGTK, we have a front Gatling Mortar. Left side, Carronade Flare Gun.
And on the blue team, we have the Monkey Duck. Left side, Lumberjack, Heavy Flak, Hades. Right side, Heavy Carronade Hwacha with the flare gun on the rear. His ally, the Dancing Feather, with the left side, Artemis, Hades. Right side, Gatling Mortars. The Dancing Feather just charges on in. Again, taking up the same center map position we saw them use against the Mad Hatters, giving them just great downward angles against the Solus Autumn.
Indeed he does. The Solus Autumn. Oh, immediately just backing off here, realizing his mistake. Oh my god, what a well-timed flak shot. Fucking hell. Pardon my language. I know you're very offended by that sort of thing, as...
Look, man, this is a family broadcast, a family stream. We want you to be able to bring in little Jimmy to watch some good old-fashioned airship combat.
Oh yes, the LibGTK is in a fortuitous position here because he seems to be hidden from the Ducks right now. I think he might have snuck under the clouds, and they might actually not know where he is. Good thing too, because his ally just got minced there.
Yeah, it looks like they're just flying right over him. But now they're spotted. They must know something's up.
Yep. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. LibGTK's got to book it, which he can do. He does have that good speed.
He should have a path of retreat here, though, without taking too much damage.
LibGTK has gotten stuck. He's gotten, I think, Velcroed on that.
Not Velcroed, just the top of it. Hit it and turned him around a bit.
Got turned around.
Oh, he's gonna hit it again.
Yeah. LibGTK in a awkward position here, to say the very least. Has not been a great start for the Crimson Sky Riders.
It's like getting a little head rub from the
ship here. Grinding metal head rub.
I mean, it's Pyramidion. It's got no arms. If it has a scratch, up top, what else is it gonna do? Well, LibGTK, be very careful. There are ducks about. The Solus Autumn coming in low behind the LibGTK, with some nice upward Hades fire. Although hitting losing his balloon, which knocks out his gun arcs as he hits the sand.
The Dancing Feather and the Mucky Duck have got the Crimson Sky Riders pinned down here. They've got the altitude advantage. Oh, I think that the Sky Riders have backed themselves into a corner here. I cannot see this ending well for them.
Well, no, the last time it was a corner. This time they've backed themselves into the center of the map.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's again a proverbial corner, which I can be very loose with my definition of.
Brick, the loosest proverbial corners in all the land.
I'm not even sure how to respond to that.
So the LibGTK, the Crimson Sky Riders, they need to find an opportunity to engage with that Gat Mortar Pyramidion, because any long-range fight like this is going to go heavily in the favor of the Ducks, because both those Duck ships have very strong long-range armaments. Well, the LibGTK can't do anything, but the Dancing Feather. What do you do? You're out in enemy territory. You have to be very careful here. Like this is what I was saying earlier. They don't necessarily have the strongest coordination on this mixed Ducks team, but the red team not mobilizing fast enough, not able to capitalize on it. Now the Monkey Duck bat is back in the fold, and LibGTK doing some good good zoning with this rib here.
I know, but he's kind of doing a sort of rather ambivalent charge, and now I think he's thinking better of it. However, he's still, he's got the licks to show for it. His balloon's been taken down, but the Soulless Autumn coming in. Oh, now we've got some good focus fire on the Mucky Duck. The Mucky Duck's armor has gone down.
Oh, they need those mortars.
Mortar will be incoming. Oh, wait, but they get the armor up on the Mucky Duck just in time. Dancing Feather needs to... Oh, Dancing Feather is in the wrong position to support his ally. Not quite close enough for the Gap Mortar to be consistent. But he really needs to kill one of these ships fast to save his ally, and he does not. LibGTK here. Armor's down. Now Dancing Feather trying to evade, popping some tar.
So yeah, the Crimson Skyriders able to negotiate an engagement where they can bring that Gap Mortar close range firepower into effect and seeing it go into their favor.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that they did a good job there. I mean, at first I thought it was sort of an ambivalent charge, but it was sort of almost a baiting tactic, really. And now they've managed to shoot out the engines of the Dancing Feather. Oh, look at this huge damage as the LibGT comes in with a
Bonk.
big ram. But donka donk.
I'm not sure that means what you... Not sure that means what you think it means.
I'm aware of the conventional definition, rather than one I'm just making up. The Mucky Duck here under Artemis Hades fire. Tearing the armor down, and what the heck? Oh, yep, the LibGTK is coming in for that focus fire. Here is that momentum train of the Crimson Rhino Riders. I will insist on pointing out every aerodrome. They've got that momentum going, and it's just the same in a capture point as it is with a deathmatch. I mean, again, I like the old Wolf Pack where they just have this double Pyramidion, just keep on charging, focus firing, charging and focus firing, albeit a kind of a more nuanced form of that. Dancing Feather joining up with the Mucky Duck behind the wreckage now.
Alright, so this is where it starts to get more interesting, because now the Ducks have had a chance to regroup. They've had a few moments to, shrug off some of that pressure that the Crimson Skyriders were exerting. So now they get a chance to try to go for an engagement themselves. But they need to stay together. They need to not make the same mistake of getting split up as they have in the past. Right now, they have a good opportunity to take out the LibGTK here with the Gap Mortar of the Dancing Feather as the Soulless Autumn just sort of pokes at the Mucky Duck. And by poking, I mean heavily damaging.
Exactly. The Dancing Feather has managed to slip around the side of the LibGTK, but the LibGTK doing incredible damage on the Mucky Duck. Boom.
Yeah, what? I'm not sure what was going on the Dancing Feather. Well, alright, they did get the kill there. It just seemed like kind of slow to get those Gap Mortars going on the Blue Junker, which resulted in the death of their ally. Now the Crimson Skyriders are on match point.
This is good use of tar. He did manage to drop the spot using that tar. Prevents them from arting out the engines of the Dancing Feather. Now the Dancing Feather is going to turn that corner. Oh, my lag spike clears up. There we go. Oh, he's going high altitude above the clouds. Good evasion there by the Dancing Feather.
Oh, Mucky Duck's charging out. I wonder if he's going to try for some close range play. No, he's now reversing back out.
Soulless Autumn, LibGTK. Oh yes, the relentless focus fire on the Mucky Duck here. Just the DPS of this focus fire Pyramidion build is just outweighing the offset by the Dancing Feather, and the Mucky Duck just doesn't seem to know where to go. A commanding victory for Crimson Sky Riders here. Well, I didn't know how that one would go, and at first I thought that it was looking very bad for the Crimson Sky Riders initially there. They were kind of getting caught in a tricky position, they were bouncing into things. But when they found their groove again, they just carried that momentum. Alright, first up on the Soulless Autumn, we have a Hades Artemis and a left side Artemis flare gun. On the Lib GTK, we have a front Gatling mortar and a left side carronade flare. And since Urs is not here, on
Hey,
the
what's
Mucky
up?
Duck, we have a left side Hades, lumberjack, heavy flak, right side, heavy carronade, Watcher. And finally, on the Dancing Feather, we have a front Artemis, left side Hades Artemis, right side Gap Mortar.
Are you are
There,
you are you louder?
am I louder? I don't know. I
Hey,
think I might have moved the mic a bit close to my face. I don't know.
hold up, let me answer.
Oops.
Sorry, go ahead.
Soulless Autumn taking a bit of a bounce as it tries to get into this engage here. This is what I like to see. This is gonna be a close engage. Oh golly, Soulless Autumn is in a really bad spot right here. He is wide open against the Dancing Feather and the Mucky Duck right now. Soulless Autumn is going to have to pull back, let the Lib GTK come in. However, the Dancing Feather pulling back as well.
If the libgtk can get in here, I'm not sure the Mucky Duck would have a good angle of fire on Pyramidion. Because now Dancing Feather's directly above the Mucky Duck. If libgtk
it's not directly above him.
Well,
It's not directly above him.
Pretty close to directly above him.
I don't feel it's much of a problem. I feel that I don't think the Crimson Sky Riders are going to try and engage from this position because it's a kind of an awkward diagonal angle. I mean, they'd have to turn that corner, and whoever turned the corner first would just get filled full of holes. Now they're pulling back, as we can see.
Fun fact, if you look in your Guns Vickers Online options menu under your key config and spectator, there is a key binding for something called a mini map. That only exists to taunt me. I'm pretty sure. That is a taunt Urs feature. It does not. There is actually no mini map in the game. Just the option to set a key binding for it.
Right. Okay. Well,
I'm saying that because now I'm using the map on the stream, and of course it takes up the whole screen, so you can't see anything else that's going on when the map is up. Muse, get working on that mini map. I heard it was almost done, and then there was some bugs, so they had to take it out of the patch, and this was like November, and they just haven't had a chance to finish it. Do you know where that flare came from? I guess from the...
Probably the let me see. Probably the Mucky Duck. I doubt it came from one of the... No, it might have done. Let me have a look. Yep. They've got a flag on the Soulless Autumn. It may well have been from the Soulless Autumn.
Yeah, it looks like both the Pyramidians have access to flares. But the Duck's now backing out. So they're either going to reposition defensively in their spawn, or maybe go into the canyons in a different direction, try to catch the red team off guard. But I think they're just going to reposition, see if they can get any shots from this center opening. And it seems like the red team is willing to coordinate on this plan, as they also moving closer to the center of the map. Well, now they're just
So,
having a little powwow here.
oh, there we go. Looks like someone. Oh, okay. Looks like they might have lost somebody on the duck team, but then they didn't.
LibGTK rising up, trading some spots with the Ducks. So now both teams do know where each other are, and the haze fire is now coming in. At least for a moment before the Pyramidians duck back down.
Right, well, this is a very tight angle for sniping. Again, I think it's one of those situations where I don't feel either team's going to get much done from this angle. Just too much cover that either side can exploit. I don't think it would be a very good idea with two Pyramidians with their, sort of very front-facing arcs to try and engage from this position. Maybe the Crimson Skyriders are going to try and go around, and that looks like what the LibGTK is doing. Some sort of a flank here, perhaps. Oh, this could be very clever. The Soulless Autumn staying put, but the LibGTK sneaking around and...
Oh, I think the Dancing Feather knows.
Yeah, the Dancing Feather knows. The Dancing Feather, on some level, is aware of what's going on here. Dancing Feather's got to figure that if he hasn't seen the LibGTK for this long, he's probably up to something.
Yeah, that is one of the things you must take into consideration when you're playing against a team that is as experienced as the Ducks. They have seen most tactics that have been used in competitive matches. They've had used against them, so they're prepared. And now that
oh, look at the LibGTK coming in behind the Mucky Duck. What a great flank here. The LibGTK has caught the Ducks completely by surprise. The armor's already down. Look at the huge damage. Boom! The Mucky Duck goes down, and now the Soulless Autumn and the LibGTK have arcs on the Dancing Feather. The Dancing Feather tarring behind it.
Oh, nice usage of the left side carronade on LibGTK, actually managing to take down the Dancing Feather's balloon before taking down the ship. Really quick work by the whole NG on the LibGTK. But yeah, why do I even say things? If only just to make sure the opposite comes true.
Because you're opposite, man.
Is that like like the Vague Sense Man? Are they
Yes.
Are they part of the same group? I forget. Was that on the stream? No, I don't think that was.
No, that was not on the stream. That's an in-joke. Now we're doing fucking in-jokes. First we do rants, and now we do in-jokes. We're terrible, terrible casters, and we should probably be shot. In any event, the Dancing Feather and the Mucky Duck seem to have found a good spot to call home near the giant pipeline and the Eye of the Needle here. Dancing Feather's going to bump into that pipe. There we go. Took it out half his balloon. It's okay. Nobody saw. Perfect crime.
We saw.
Yeah,
we
see
saw everything.
We see everything. Oh, wait. Did he take another bounce there? No, he just turned around sharply. All right, then.
Both teams descending further into the blue spawn side of the map. Mucky Duck getting a flare somewhere, illuminating the blue team. And now everyone's on the up and up. Everyone knows where everyone is, so... Red team now ducking behind this rock, but surely the Ducks know that they are there. They were spotted, and they saw them on the map moving in that direction, so... Dancing Feather... kinda out here. Also, now my game's lagging a little. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this formation from the half waddling, half Mandarin's team, not always so tight. Not as at least not as tight as we're used to.
Yeah,
Seeing
well,
from the more organized Ducks team, the mainline Ducks team.
yeah, well, that's the thing. That the advantage of being everyone's all in one big clan, though, is that I mean, Nubs, whether or not he flies together with Frogger, he would be aware of sort of some standard sort of formation patterns. I mean, Frogger and Nubs, they probably know each other pretty well, regardless of not being on the same team as such.
Well, I would think my
But your
guess-
original point, Stan. I mean, obviously Nubs and Frogger aren't going to be as just beautifully synergistic as Hillerton and Luozi are.
My
who-
guess, and this is only a guess and may be totally wrong, is more that Frogger is not necessarily as used to flying with a galleon as a partner. So he ends up getting farther ahead than he expects.
Yes, that's true.
Because the
I
galleon
mean,
takes up a lot more time to build up the acceleration than, say, a Junker or a Pyramidion or really any of the other ships.
Well, that and, like, when you've got a Junker by your side, I mean, a Junker can just quickly turn to start firing. The Junker has the same capabilities that you do. I mean, the Dancing Feather's got to take note of the fact that the Galleon is a big thing that needs to turn its guns before it can be effective. Whereas used to flying with bloody Sammy BT, who's one of the most evasive, maneuverable pilots in the game. I mean, Frogger has known nothing but double Junker in competitive play. Well, I mean, except for ancient history, I'd imagine. So yeah, I mean, you're right.
Frogger fly Pyramidion in Vaughn conflict?
I think they did the. Maybe they did. Yeah, maybe.
He was part of. He's the raft pilot with.
Yeah.
Chugutsushi, right? And they flew double Pyramidion against the Gents in the semifinals.
No, they didn't fly double Pyramidion. They flew maybe Junker Pyramidion. There was at least one Junker there, I think, because I remember he always had that front like Merc on a Junker. I think that's the case.
We'll have to consult the archives
later.
later.
We'll have to check the extensive CE Sports archives. Look for the Anvalen conflict on the CE Sports YouTube channel. Lots of fun, great Guns of Icarus action. I'm sorry, I have been a bit down today. I'll try and perk up a bit. Okay. Solis Autumn and LibGTK are skirting around.
Yeah, they've got sight of the Ducks, and they are slowly closing in on them.
Oh, the Mucky Duck taking incredible damage here. There's that great armor stripping between the Hades and the Gatling. That the history is happening once more. Solis Autumn. Oh, yep, there's the mortar. There's the mortar. Don't have to ask where it is. Dancing Feather just not putting down enough damage to dissuade the LibGTK and the Solis Autumn from focusing down the Mucky Duck. They arted out those guns, they charged in, and the Dancing Feather just couldn't dissuade them from killing his partner. And yes, Frogger is used to flying with Sammy BT, who's got the same kind of maneuverability and damage potential that he does. Solis Autumn following the Dancing Feather down. The Ducks are very close to being defeated here.
And it looks like Nubs is holding off on his spawn because he realizes that the Dancing Feather is not salvageable at this point.
He'd be spawning right into meat grind situation. Now, Red team are dominating. Yeah.
Do you know how long you can hold a spawn for before it automatically spawns you in?
No, I can't remember. I think it's something like maybe like 40 seconds or something.
See, so he saves up his spawn here so they can both spawn in more or less the same time in the same position.
Yeah. They had a thing there where you couldn't spawn in the same spawn within a certain amount of time for a bit, didn't they?
I don't think so.
No,
maybe
I swear they did.
Maybe back when it was random.
No, there was the current spawn system. You couldn't spawn in the same place your ally just spawned. All right, maybe I'm going mad. I don't know.
I don't think there's ever been like logic to the spawn zones in this current system. I think
they're always changing, aren't they? So
well, no, it hasn't changed since like November when a bunch of people complained about the new system and they had updated it so there are team sides.
Well, I swear I tried to spawn on Gilder Spawn the other day and it didn't work. It wouldn't let me. I don't know. Oh right, well I don't know. Maybe my game's broken. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes if they're in a certain position, like it blocks the spawn just because.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe that's it.
Like
maybe
on Periton, I think they have to move slightly so the spawn actually opens up.
Oh,
but now we do
then.
have them going into a.
Yeah. In any event, yeah, the Solus Autumn here is being focus fired, but we've also got the focus fire on the Mucky Duck. We're about to have the game-ending kill here. This will be a big win for the Crimson Sky Riders, and there we have it. The LibGCK finishing off the Mucky Duck. They kept on. They disabled the guns on the galleon, and then they focus fired it down, and they took out the Junker. Just the same engagement every time.
Well, they realized the galleon was just a much more vulnerable target, being just not having the maneuverability of Junker. Once they had the fire coming down on it, there's nothing they could really do.